Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And there's been a lot of leaks, and especially, the Zoom Freak 4 has been leaked. And I posted these on Instagram and I don't think I saw one good comment. I feel like a lot of you, or all of you guys hated it, absolutely hated it. And we'll go over that in a second, but we also have a lot of other shoes that have been leaked too. So first of all, we have the Curry One Flowchart. We have some better pictures, better angles, and better quality pictures, of course. So let's start off with the outsole. And as you guys can see, the Curry One outsole for the Flowchart version it has that iconic kind of like lightning bolt going through the outsole. And the Curry One is not the original shoe that actually had that outsole pattern. If you guys remember the original clutch fit drive, was amazing. The Curry One actually has a pretty much identical outsole pattern as the clutch fit drive. It's just like the lightning bolt pattern was a little bit different. So they still have that, but the overall flow pattern is pretty much the same. You know what? I wonder why they don't put a herringbone traction pattern on the flow outsole, which is pretty weird. If you guys want to make it like identical to the Curry One. But anyways, there is the outsole. I thought that was a pretty cool like nod to the Curry One. But as far as everything else goes, it's pretty much the same. The material though does look a little bit different. This is a low, so it's a Curry One low Flowchart. And the material doesn't look like antifoam. It actually looks like a textile material, which is pretty interesting. And but the overall like look of the shoe is very, very similar. The heel counter, remember the TPU heel counter in the back. It says flow on the midsole as well. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then the tongue, we actually see Curry brand's new logo, and I don't know what it is about the new logo. I just don't like it as much as the old one. Remember the old one was like SC, but then it also looked like the number 30 because Steph Curry's number is 30. I don't really like his new one. It's like Curry, kind of Steph Curry. It's like a S and a C, and then you can do this because the 3. I don't really like the design as much. But anyways, there is the Curry One Flowchart, and then next we have some better on-foot pictures of the Air Max Scorpion. And this shoe is crazy, guys. This shoe is absolutely insane. I mean, now that I see it on foot, it looks pretty cool, I guess. That's kind of like that chunky shoe vibe a little bit because the midsole is so damn big. But then also it has like a sporty look to it because it's like a fly-knit upper. So honestly, I kind of like how it looks on foot right now. I'm very curious as to how it's going to feel, but like I said in the other video, it's probably going to feel very similar to the Vapor Max, but with maybe a little bit more compression. But I don't think the step-in comfort, like the underfoot cushioning, is going to be that nice, just because it's probably just going to be like a little insole and then just plastic right underneath that, right? So there is another picture, like an on-foot picture for that. And then we have another picture another colorway of the Zion 2. And this colorway looks pretty cool. I mean, it's growing on me a little bit. It looks so different than the Zion 1. Like it's such a huge departure in design. Like if you look at Kyrie's or if you look at Kobe's, the design is always like, you can tell it's a Kyrie or you can tell it's a Kobe, right? But the Zions and like Jordans in general, like Westbrook, I guess Westbrook's line kind of found their groove, But anyways, shout out to Mark Chess. I am Mark Chess, right? So he actually got the shoe in. It's probably out in Asia or something. I don't know how he got it, but we have some really cool pictures of it. So shout out to him. So in the heel, we have Air Strobel. It's a heel Air Strobel unit, as you guys can see. Like he removed the insole. So I really like that. I mean, remember in the Zion 1, we had a full length Air Strobel unit. So in the Zion 2, we only have it in the heel. Because if you look a little bit closer, we can see it's the Air Strobel unit in the heel. And then we can see like a Strobel board from the midfoot on, right? So that's pretty damn interesting. And then we can see the heel is very, very caged. Like the rubber also comes up the cage like crazy. It says Air Strobel, and then in the forefoot, like on the strap, it says Zoom Air. So we're guessing it is a Zoom Air unit, of course. He also says it's top loaded, and then for the outsole, we have the Zion logo and some like lines. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But he actually says in like the description of his post, it says upper is actually very soft out of the box, not as stiff as it looks, and looks chunky, but weight is average. So I mean, yeah, this shoe looks pretty damn bulky, but the average weight, we'll have to see on that. So I am pretty damn excited. I'm very curious as to how like a heel Air Strobel, it's probably gonna feel nice, but then like pretty clunky in the heel because of all that caging. But hopefully the performance is nice in the Zion 2s. Also, another leak that we got is the Rose Sonashai 2. So I guess Adidas is continuing the Sonashai line, but then not his 773 line. Or I mean, he's not on the Bulls anymore, but they're also not continuing his signature shoe line. So that's pretty weird, right? But there it is. I mean, the outsole and the midsole is pretty much identical to the Sonashai 1. It's just the upper is a little bit different, or it's very, very different. They're using a different material and all that. So there is that. And also we have the Nike Cosmic Unity Dose, right? This shoe looks freaking weird, guys. The outsole looks very weird too. What's going on in the midfoot, right? And as far as the tech specs, we don't have anything on that yet. And this is a potato quality picture. I can't really see what it says on like that midfoot shank plate from the outsole. But yeah, I mean, that's a weird pattern, right? And then especially in the forefoot and here in the heel, it says Nike and nothing else as far as like Zoom or like, oh, it says Air Zoom in the heel though, which is pretty interesting, right? So Air Zoom in the heel, maybe just a heel zoom unit, right? And then, what else does it say? Yeah, I can't really make out what it says, but as far as the foam goes, the foam looks kind of soft. There is a little bit of a, like, pattern on it. So usually Nike puts patterns on their midsoles on nice cushion. So I'm guessing it's a nice cushion. Hopefully it's like a Cushlon, Lunarlon. You know what? Nike doesn't really use Lunarlon that much, but anyways, it's a guaranteed zoom unit in the heel, but I wonder because the original Cosmic Unity had a full-length zoom strobo unit, right? So I wonder what this is going to use. The materials look very interesting as well. It looks like a canvas material with a lot of stitching. I actually like how the upper looks, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's very, very unique as far as the design goes. Like the swoosh cuts into the midsole. It's probably like the midsole material, right? And it also acts as a sidewall or a lateral counter for lateral containment, of course, which is a good thing. And then in the forefoot, we have some fused material that'll probably stiffen up the material a good amount, and a lot of stitching too. So probably the lateral containment in the forefoot is going to be good as well. So overall, I really like how it looks. It looks very different from the original Cosmic Unity as well. So there's that. And then last but not least, we have the Zoom Freak 4, guys. And like I said, a lot of you guys hated it. And yeah, I really don't like how it looks either. We're going with a reverse swoosh again. This colorway is, yeah, I don't really like it. Okay, so as far as the outsole goes, on the heel, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo's logo. And then for the pattern, we have a very aggressive pattern, it looks like, in the forefoot and also in the heel. Also, it looks like the outsole is decoupled. And it's a pretty cool design because you can see the zoom units, you know, kind of like poking out from the outsole. I wonder like how that's going to be for durability. I mean, if you're going to be playing basketball, you'll be fine. But if you're like hiking or maybe you walk on like a sharp rock or something and it pops the zoom unit, just imagine that. That sucks, right? So I don't know about like exposing it from the outsole, you know, from the bottom of the shoe, but that's an interesting design, right? So that's a really cool departure from the overall design. I mean, I guess it looks like a Zoom Freak though. Like my favorite design is the 2. The 2 looks the best in my opinion. They had really cool colorways too. And also I wonder what the foam is. The foam, like there is a little bit of a design in the midfoot and in the heel area. So maybe it's like a Cushlon? Maybe? I mean, the Zoom Freaks have had really bad cushion. You know, like as far as the foam goes, the foam's been really, really stiff, especially in the heel. The forefoot zoom unit though looks pretty cool. I mean, we do have 2 independent pods, you know, one on the lateral and one on the medial side. It doesn't look like it's one whole unit like, you know, LeBron's are usually. So this setup probably won't have as much bounce. And also it looks bottom loaded. So I wonder how the zoom unit's gonna feel like right underneath your foot in the forefoot. But it'll probably still be pretty bouncy. But I'm very curious as to what foam they're using, you know, and also it looks very exposed. So I'm very excited about that. It's not caged at all, which I like. But the overall materials look really, really bad. Like the material quality looks very, very cheap. It reminds me a lot of the PG5. So we have this other colorway, like a black and white colorway, which looks so much better than this purple colorway with like that. It's like a cheetah print with, it's like a pink cheetah print on the swoosh. I don't really like that all too much, but yeah, like it looks very similar to the PG5, doesn't it? So very cheap, very crappy materials, but it'll probably be very thin, right? And yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, I definitely like this black and white colorway, so maybe it'll grow on me a little bit, but I don't know, guys. The swoosh just looks really weird. But hopefully the performance is gonna be good. You know, they'll probably keep it the same price. Maybe raise it by $10. We'll have to see on that though. But yeah, I mean, there is the Zoom Freak 4. Like, one thing that I'm guessing about the shoe is that it looks very, very lightweight. You know, just because of the materials, right? And last but not least, we have some really cool pictures of the Luka 1. So we have actually a picture of the Luka 1 outsole, which is very, very cool. So I don't think we've seen the outsole pattern yet. So we can see the plastic piece. That plastic piece acts as a midfoot shin plate and also wraps around into the lateral side of the shoe for lateral containment, which is pretty cool, and also cages the cushioning as well. And we can see the Formula 23 foam. I don't really know what this red is. So maybe the Formula 23 is encased in another foam, which that would suck, right? Because I mean, if you look at the close-up, the red foam looks very, very soft. And then if you look at the actual midsole, it's just a white midsole. And they're not really caging it. Like, if you look at the heel, it's just pure, like, full midsole. So that looks good. And as far as the materials go, materials look pretty interesting. It reminds me of something. I can't really put my hands on it. Maybe like the Cosmic Unity a little bit. So it looks like a textile material. And then they kind of like glued some cords on top of it for maybe more durability and support, of course. And we can see a little bit of fuse as well. The tongue also looks very, very well padded, as well as the ankle area, which I like. And then the medial side looks kind of eh. The lateral side, I mean, this shoe's growing on me a little bit, you know, aesthetically, but it's still not like my favorite. You know what I mean? And also, we have a picture of the strobo board. We can see the Formula 23, like the red foam underneath the strobo board. Hopefully, it's not too glued down, and hopefully it's not too stiff. But that does look pretty cool. So maybe the underfoot cushioning is going to be nice in the shoe. But anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. Tell us what shoes you're excited about in the upcoming months. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.